Hunter Ice Skating Stadium, located in Newcastle, New South Wales, is deemed one of Australia's top rinks in the country. This rink, being one of just 4 remaining permanent ice surfaces in the state, is in constant high demand not only by the ice hockey community, but also shared with figure skaters and the general public in order to create revenue. Hunter Ice Skating Stadium, or HIS for short, is considered New South Wales' premier ice rink, as it's the only one in the state with Perspex glass mounted on top of the boards. This makes for a smooth, flowing game with less puck out of play stoppages than other rinks that use netting. At capacity, HIS can accommodate 1,000 patrons inside the venue at any one time. This PAX is constantly hit during sold-out hockey games and school holiday public skating sessions. HIS is privately owned by Mr. Gary Doré and his wife Leanne, a Canadian couple who moved to Newcastle and had the rink built by Warners Bay back in the year 2001. The rink overall is a successful local business, however has not gone without its tough times, as most businesses did throughout the COVID pandemic. In the previous 5 years, 2 Sydney ice rinks were forced to close down and sell due to becoming financial burdens to private owners. Mr. Doré said he too was forced with a difficult decision after recording losses month after month, with the rink's large expenses such as their electricity bill and the fuel consumption of the Zamboni. Gary decided against selling and is now reaping the rewards of winter sports becoming mainstream in Australian sport. The success of Gary's North Stars of the Australian Ice Hockey League is a large part of the sport growing in the Hunter region. In what used to be a 2-league in-house recreational hockey competition with just under 16s and opens, 4 teams total, has now evolved into a 5-division league with 4 teams in each, with each player paying a large rego sum of $1,100 for both summer and winter competitions. I have estimated a profit of $250,000 annually, made overall after estimating the league's expenses. Gary and the rink look to be back in the green.
Being an ice rink, some hazards are obvious, such as ice may be slippery. Others are not as obvious and may require a risk analysis assessment.
Unique to sports venues, additional risks are added to these venues on top of the already extensive list when a sport is in play, requiring extra safety precautions to be put into implication. An example of this for ice hockey is the addition of nets above the boards to prevent projectiles from the ice entering the crowd and vice versa. I'll be speaking about these risk mitigation strategies for the 3 risks I have selected later on within this presentation. The high-speed physical sport of ice hockey and the minimal amount of safety equipment worn in figure skating make these sports both moderate to high probability of an injury occurring and a significant to major risk rating, meaning the result of these injuries is more likely to be severe. Liability can fall on both the sporting organisation running these sports and or the venue if an accident that could have been prevented with proper safety precautions occurs.
The 3 hazards I've decided to focus on in this particular venue are slip or trip hazards, fire hazards, and burn or cut hazards.
The slip and trip hazards are the most important in this venue as there are numerous small lips, uneven surfaces, and the actual ice rink itself. Slips and trip hazards are present in all venues, however a slip or trip is more likely to occur and more likely to have dire results to follow in this venue in particular. This area here is not accessible to the public, however still possesses a large hazard risk to the staff. On top of many hazard warning signs present, multiple safety courses on how to operate the Zamboni and what to look out for in and around the pit are required even a step foot into the Other risks that are exclusive to the staff include the correct use of equipment in other areas of the rink that are also not of access to the general public. Examples of this include the deep fryer located in the kitchen, which has the potential to seriously burn staff, or the skate sharpening machine located in skate hire, which could cut the operator if not used correctly. I managed to get a hold of Callan, an employee at the ice rink, to get a better insight into the training that is required in order to safely use this machine. What safety precautions would you normally use when you're about to start up the skate sharpening machine there?
Yeah, so you're always wearing protective equipment like boots and safety glasses.
Yep.
And then you've got these switches down here, so you always turn the lights on, visibility, and then you just run through it, your safety, checking that everything's going to work. So that's for your board cut, and then you've got your two standards, so you can have 2 different cuts at a time, and you just run through.
Perfect. So protocols are in place.
And
what
then,
sort of training would you need to complete before being able to use this?
Well, we got taught by certified users, so they came from Canada to teach us how to use it, and it was just an afternoon of mainly safety stuff, because everything else you just kind of see by eye and go from there. So.
Awesome, thank you. If you look carefully at the signage surrounding the machine, you can see multiple warnings, reminders, and instructions on how to correctly turn on and off the machine to prepare or shut down safely. A mitigation technique I would use in order to ensure no accidents occur would be the use of thick leather gloves in conjunction with the safety glasses and enclosed boots, and the addition of a proper industry-grade steel box to catch the sparks from the blade rather than the cardboard box you see attached that may be a large fire hazard. Mitigation strategies are crucial not only to ensure the safety of all patrons and staff, but to also make sure all legal safety standards and procedures are met. Suing on the grounds of negligence is the result of these incidents and can do as much as shut down a business. Hence the importance of proper signage to make all patrons aware of the potential hazards they may encounter. According to Fire and Rescue New South Wales, a whopping 40% of house fires start as a result of faulty electronics. Hunter Ice Skating Stadium, having so many large appliances that are consuming a lot of electricity all of the time and having water vapor present in the air, elevates the risk of a fire even further. In the event of a fire, it is vital that fire extinguishers, fire blankets, and fire exits are all accessible and present in great numbers. Methods for mitigation include appropriate bins for smokers to dispose of their cigarette butts that may still be lit, along with no smoking signs in or near locations where flammable gases may be exposed. Fire mitigation strategies are often carried out by third-party businesses that are certified in testing these appliances that may cause the fires and ensuring they are all the way up to safety standards that are put in place by the New South Wales Department of Planning. The use of handrails and fluorescent yellow trim on ramps and stairs helps significantly prevent the risk of falling, while signage such as floor maybe slippery stands alerts patrons of the hazard while also covering the venue in the event of an injury. The Australian standard for testing frequency on electronic appliances is monthly for appliances in a high-risk area and every 3 months for appliances in medium-risk environments. This would be most of the appliances that HIS use. Low-risk environment appliances are to be tested for faults every 6 months. The importance of everyone within having the knowledge of the safest evacuation routes in the event of a fire is a mitigation strategy to avoid injury or death. It is also crucial these fire exits remain clear and easily visible. Appropriate personal protection equipment alters per each piece of machinery. While PPE may not always prevent an injury entirely, there's a good chance it could turn a catastrophic outcome into a minor one. Constant refreshment of certificates and the user handbooks are also a great mitigation strategy that look to keep the user safe. Finally, clear signage, as seen around the Zamboni and skate sharpening machine earlier in this presentation, helps ensure correct procedure is followed when using any kind of dangerous machinery.